Hasta la vista, baby.
Survey, ride, hide.
Welcome back, fight fans. Here we are on the plains of Angeville. We're entering Game 3, where our reigning world heavyweight champion of the world, yes, I said world twice, SiberianPlatoon, is in the hole 0-2 to the upstart challenger, damn evil vicious mouse. He is the master of Semwa. We saw two incredibly hard-fought battles there. Tons of violence, lots of micro, exciting moments. Dave and Stefan going at it. George, Rave, all the characters. But now it's time to go to Angeville. And this must feel like your backyard, Sir Razor.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the bread and butter of COH. And so much different mechanics to Somewhere as well. This is going to be aggressive, this is going to be full flank, this is going to be constant action. You can't have as many mines down, you can't have as many set up defensive positions, you won't see as many stugs, I'm imagining. We're probably going to see some really intense early game here.
And do you feel, it seemed in previous patches that this was an Allies map and that the Americans had a slight advantage, so like a perfect map for flanking. Do you feel that that's still true in 2.602?
To be honest with you, I don't think it was true in previous patches. I think if you use wire well, and as long as you don't get outplayed very hard early on, it's entirely possible for the Wehrmacht to secure a reasonable portion of the map. Probably, I'd reckon they can get half within the first 6 or 7 minutes. If you're below that, then maybe you're in a bit of trouble. But the Allies are forced to constantly attack because of the high resource count on this map. So I think the Wehrmacht has equal chance at least.
Alright, well I'm going to stick with SiberianPlatoon. He is playing the Wehrmacht from the south, and this is it for him. If he loses this, then his incredible Season 3 SNF run will come to an end at the hands of the young upstart DevM. So we're going to count this thing in. Are you ready to go, Razor?
I'm ready.
Alright, I'm at 5 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And instead of good luck, have fun, SiberianPlatoon opens the Angeville conversation with the simple character 2. I don't know what he means by that, but he says 2.
I think it's interesting that Siberian hasn't gone to OF factions and that he's sticking with vanilla factions here, especially when he's already down.
Yeah, I mean, he could have played Panzer Elite here, and probably a lot of people would think that Panzer Elite, this is a great map for them to play and win on.
And we see a really unusual opening here. His first engineer squad didn't build a barracks, it's gone straight to wire off on the right hand side. I'm not entirely sure why he's doing that, and then the second one is building barracks, and then there's a third one that's gone off to cap on the right hand side. So I think Siberian's probably quite lucky here that he's gone left rather than going right, because he would have run straight into some engineers.
Yeah, I was wondering if they would wire the gate as well. Maybe they're going to do that now. If they wire the gate and the house, then he's closed all of the entry points to that right-hand side. Let's see if they get... Oh, he's going to tank trap that one. And then I suspect he will add wire by the tree. Some wiring.
Yeah, it's a good decision putting a tank trap in.
Well, stop the easy
You can't
flank around there.
obviously get rid of the tank trap, and it still blocks infantry just as well as wire would, except that the pioneers obviously can't remove it. So this is
But
a
he's still
very
going to let
strange
him
opening to
around
Angeville.
on the
Normally
right-hand
you
side.
see-
He didn't finish it. He didn't finish the job, you know. They can still walk right around that tree on the right, so...
They can do, but he'll see it coming, and he'll be able to get something into the house first to defend that strat point, which means that the cutoff is always vulnerable there.
Well, Siberian, when he raises this strat point, he's got his high fuel coming in. Now let's see if he can defend it. He's got an MG coming up to back up these Volks. They're going to just chill by the yellow cover of this tree. And DevM is also going to sort of chill around. He's going to try to get a flank going by hugging the tree line.
This is the most passive start I've seen to an Angeville game. You almost always see rifles running into Volks to the immediate fight. Or at least
We have to
engineers,
assume
pioneers.
that they're a bit fatigued.
These are pro players, Ami. They don't suffer from fatigue like the rest of us.
I don't know. COH, man. These are long, hard-fought games. It's not like a 10 to 15-minute SC2 game or anything. This is tiring. Those two battles on Semwa must have tired them.
So we see Siberian doing a sort of classic retreating your MG, trying to set up to avoid flanks, and he looks in a reasonably good position here. I think, yeah, DevM's just disengaging from the flank and trying to harass the pyres off the map.
These Volks are going to do fine protecting the backside of this MG. These rifles are down to 3 guys, and they're going to have to leave soon. Second Volk squad now, they're going to have to leave real soon. Siberian, here comes. This is the kill-on-retreat trot that the Volks are doing now to try to do as much damage as possible. And look at the little hiding engineers way back. They found themselves a little pocket there by the trees. They're like picking mushrooms. You see those guys?
Yeah, that's the... I have no idea.
Well, I
what
imagine they're going to become
they're just
flamers,
in
right?
his...
If they can get enough munis to become flamers, and then they could lay in a wicked flank.
That's a beautiful
there
spot,
with
actually,
me,
because they're
Razor?
still in his territory. Yeah, he's got
Here
the
they
territory
come,
and upgrade
flamers
flamers
pop,
right
here
now,
they
so...
come.
Yeah, this is, I've never seen anyone put them quite in that position before, but that flank is going to be devastating. Siberian's got to be
He's
wondering where the hell those
displaced
guys came
MG.
from.
Down to 1 guy. Yeah, right? Surprise! Here we are. But he does do a good job. He's got even the second MG to back up the first one. Let's see if that 1 guy goes down or if he can stay alive. And it looks like, even though he was surprised, Siberian handled that flank safely. Rifles
Yeah,
are
it's
still
critical in the
swarming
other
out by
game.
the tree line.
It's critical early game not to retreat your MGs if possible, because if you can suppress the rifles, then obviously they can't swarm you as easily and they can't overrun you.
Well,
So
now
he's
he's
done
in
a good
trouble
job keeping
because
the
the
MGs on the
Volks
field
have
and not
moved
retreating them yet.
away from the MGs. They got greedy. They started capping and doing wire and stuff, and now the MGs are chased off. So that was a bit of a mistake. He's lucky he retreated when he did. The bars just popped, and if he had been any slower, he would have lost those MGs.
Yeah, we see the fast pass again from DevM, and he's forced a full retreat off the field.
Attention, the enemy advances. Pioneer team ready. MG ready.
DevM's starting to tech to tier 2 here. He's
So this is the point at which
guys.
the Wehrmacht needs to reconsolidate their forces and try and make a pushback, and they need to decide whether or not they're going to continue on the left or try and switch to the right. But given that wire and given that there's a flamer there,
Oh,
I
big mine.
think he's got to go
That'll
left
help.
again.
He is going
Got 2
left.
MGs, I think 3 Volks as well, so he's got a very solid early game force, and as long as his MGs don't get flanked, he should be able to recapture some of the left.
This
We
is
see
some great
DevM's
MG
coming in
uses. They're
from
covering
all
each other's
angles.
back. but the MG
He's got
sort
guys
of have it
behind though. He's
covered.
got a squad right
Dude,
in
I
the
do
top
see that one squad
corner, another squad
flanking.
coming from the fuel.
There are flamers though, but they're very low health. And now this MG sees them coming and repositions, and the rifles have to back away.
Yes, camarade.
So Siberian's holding on to his small splotch of land here, and DevM's got really great map control.
Yeah, the key thing here is that the fuel isn't capped for Siberian. And at any point on Angerville when you don't have that fuel capped, you are getting further and further behind. You have to have that fuel capped at all times. We've got supply yard up and triage.
DevM just loves hiding out in those corners of the map.
So DevM is making his fuel advantage count in the early game with bars and a triage center.
Some real sneaky engineers in here behind enemy lines. They're going to lay a nasty mine there. Let's see. They're in the fog of war too. Siberian has no idea what's going on there. Oh, now he sees them. But I doubt... Well, he might have noticed that they were in the sort of mine-laying position. I'm not... we'll see what happens with this.
What is it that Siberian's deciding to produce first from Tier 2? Is it pack or is it grenadiers?
He's getting a pack.
Yeah, I think he's concerned because he's so far behind on fuel that he thinks he needs the pack to counter an M8. But it's a very infantry-heavy start so far from DevM, so the pack is going to give him absolutely no benefit on the field.
What is DevM doing with all of his manpower, though?
He's floating 500 at the moment. He's just selected airborne as well.
Left or right?
Which I think I've seen anyone other than myself go airborne in recent patches. It doesn't seem to be that good. And we've got a multiple going up as well, so the pack will pay off in the end, because I imagine we'll be seeing an M8 come out quite soon.
DevM is constantly, like, got a circle around these Wehrmacht forces. Finds a mine there. That was nicely placed by Siberian.
There's some airborne dropping in somewhere.
Yeah, I heard the plane, but where are they? Where are they?
They've dropped in behind the
Okay, they're-
MG on the fuel.
Right, right. So he's got to backpedal away, and here come the bars raging forwards as well. And look at the whole noose is closing. The Rangers are the flamers are coming from the south, bars from the north, airborne from the west, and I don't know if Siberian can survive this one. One MG goes down. Pack is as useless as you predicted it would be. There's still lots of Volks there. The paratroopers are trying to recuperate from their fire-up. Flamer squad coming out of the base to reinforce this attack. Siberian hops on the MG. There's dudes falling from the skies, but they are falling right into the mouth of MG fire, and whoa, those paratroopers really got punished by that MG. I didn't think he could survive that, but
He had
it looks like he's alright.
2 rifle squads escape on 1 man. DevM got a bit lucky. 2 rifle squads on 1 man. Survived. Engineer squad did go down. I think a pioneer retreated on an absolute no life as well.
There's a recon, yeah. I think Siberian lost the Pios on that stealth mine.
Yeah, this is the use of
We have been to the bunker.
this is a use of recon we don't see that often for actually gathering intel on where your enemy's set up, and it gives quite a lot of vision for quite a long time. So I think if he uses the recon in combination with well positioned rifles and flames as he's had before, he might be able to overrun this position the next time he attacks. You see the Minesweeper just went down there for Siberian, which is quite a big deal because DevM's laid a lot of mines anywhere that Siberian might want to move up into.
Let me do a quick time sync. I'm at 12 minutes and 12, 13, 14, 15 seconds. And Razor, what do you think of going airborne with motor pool? That's a little bit of an odd combination since you can drop AT guns out of the sky. Usually you see airborne with tank depot, don't you?
I think it's perfectly fine. I think the airborne provide a useful and quite effective anti-vehicle, and then I imagine he's going to go for strafe rather than the AT drops, because the AT drops I don't think are at all efficient. They cost so much manpower, and then you have to reinforce them with I think 70 something to reinforce an airborne AT. So I think the airborne AT is not.
Here's something going on.
Go airborne.
Siberian is actually teching to tier 4 right now, and do you think that might be biting off more than he can chew?
I think it's a risky play. It's definitely a very risky play. It could pay off. If you can get an Ostwind, and it doesn't get stickied or anything like that. But he's going to have to hold this massive attack here. If he doesn't hold this massive attack. Oh, a devastating strafe. And if you ask me now, I'd say, yeah, he's bitten off a lot more than he can chew.
Yeah, he's in deep, deep trouble now. DevM with the devastating strafe. Learned it from his insane buddies. And that might just be the straw that broke the camel's back. Tier 4 is going up.
Well, how much
canceled it.
fuel does Siberian have?
Well, he's got 166 in the bank. He just canceled Tier 4. What is he thinking now with the cancellation? I guess he just needs some manpower to reinforce his guys. He's going to build a sniper now instead. And look at DevM capping up the whole rest of the map and stealing the pack.
One of our sectors has been cut off.
Yeah, it could be because he lost the pack. Now that...
We're losing a sector.
Yeah, now DevM's got the pack, the tier 4 would be sort of blunted in its aggressive potential, so maybe he's thinking, I can't possibly run into my own pack with an S-strafe. And if he produces an Ostwind and then loses it early on, then that would be completely game, so I guess he's trying to fight the infantry battle with the sniper instead.
That's an excellent point.
But again, he's lost an MG as well. It's going to be really difficult for him to make any infantry pushes against strafe, barred rifles and MG.
I think that the champ has been broken. It's 15 minutes in, all he's got is 5 units. He's got a sniper, 2 bulks, a grenadier, and a PIO squad. And DevM is, to put it straight, quite frankly, kicking his ass.
Yeah, that strafe attack was huge. I guess they were all very, very clumped up, and he managed to eliminate a massive amount of stuff, including the MG. Beautiful position flanks as well. Maybe the sniper can do some work and drag him back into it, but I don't know.
Siberians just seem to have lost the plot. He's selected defensive, and he actually unlocked a flak. Like, that's gonna do anything now. He just is out of his rhythm now, and I think, losing those first 2 games on Semois really shocked him. And he's just giving away vet now. Look at this double vet airborne already.
Yeah, we've got grenades as well from DevM, and we've got an M8 out, and the pack's been stolen, so he doesn't really have a counter to the M8. I'm not sure that Siberian's ever going to get any map control back.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
It's borderline chick hern time. The butter's getting cold in the refrigerator. Ein Schuss, eine Tötung, one shot, one kill. He's gonna need to do that about 30 or 40 times to change the tide here. He's picking off
If he
airborne.
can keep picking off men, if the sniper stays alive and he keeps picking off men, then maybe he can force DevM back a little bit. But it really is, it's looking very grim.
And that sniper's always at risk of being strafed again. DevM looking perfectly comfortable here in game 3, and oh man, he's gonna sweep the champ. Whoa, are we? Do I believe what I am seeing? The king is dead. Long live the king.
And you can see also that DevM isn't even using most of his army. He's honestly just, there's only about a third of his army is actually engaging the whole of Siberians and still holding him.
Flak canceled, and not exactly the most heroic departure of our champ here. Those first
I think
two
we're going to
games
see a
were
strafe here.
fantastic.
Oh yes, retreat
Here it
strafe.
comes. Oh no, not against the HQ. Oh God, did you see that? Oh. Okay. He's not pulling any punches. DevM is here to win this.
And he knows that nothing
I
is
don't know
there
what
that
to
can
say,
stop the
Razor.
M8 as well, so... I've always thought that in a VCOH matchup, Angerville shows who the better player is, and this has been a quite resounding result.
But Siberian's
the
not
sniper
showing
is
his
dead.
top form here. I mean, he was clearly fatigued. He put his heart into game 1 and was not able to equalize in game 2, and it shows here that basically his will, his iron will, probably the strongest, one of the strongest wills in the game, has finally been broken by the young challenger and soon to be crowned heavyweight champ DevM, master of all things Company of Heroes. And I would be surprised if there are players left that can unseat him after what we've seen. But I'll look forward to the guys that are willing to step up to the plate and go for it and show their stuff in Tournament 23 coming up in 2 weeks.
It looks like he's just trying to get vision. Here comes another strafe. And the sniper's dead. I would just quit right there. I would quit right there.
Yeah. I feel like I should sing something, but I don't know what to sing. Can anybody do the national theme to Portugal?
I'm afraid not.
Well, you got to
So I
tip
guess
your hat to Siberian. He
This
has
is
had
about the stage.
such...
We gotta start giving congratulations.
Hell yeah, we do. And the first congratulations I say are to SiberianPlatoon, representing the Ukraine and Soldiers of Liberty clan. He has had just an incredible run, just knocking off champions right and left, getting some cash in the bank. His run will not be forgotten. Oh God, that one.
Oh, the
Razor.
humanity.
Oh, the humanity of it all. And his last GG in Season 3 is offered a well played and a congrats to him as well. This is a noble champ that has fallen today. And hats off to DevM, man. That first game, Razor, I mean, that was an epic game. So intense, so non-stop, so much action, so many great moments of macro and micro. I gotta tip my hat to both players. Show us that video, Budwise.
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing was excellent. first game was brilliant. The second game was one of those down to the wire things, and I think this one, as you say, Siberian just he'd had too much.
Another clean sweep. That's 2 in a row for DevM. He is looking quite unstoppable right now. I have to apologize on Razor's behalf for his connection to Vent. It's been giving us grief all day. Razor, you've sounded kind of like a robot that can't get your sentences out. But we managed to get through this, and we saw some great CO action, and that's all we really ask for. Thank you to all of the fans coming out and watching our cast tonight. This was surely our most widely viewed show yet. Big thanks to Budwise for doing the camera work. I noticed some great little details that he was showing you guys. So, on behalf of Razor, and Budwise, and myself, I'm AmiPolizeiFunk, and we are going to sign it off tonight and see you next week with Cepha versus Freestyler. Good night, folks.